So to see that she did it at 92 is just, to me, this trip is like a check on my bucket list, right? I can write real estate, I can teach real estate, I can speak real estate. But to actually go and help build a house for someone who needs it.
And so these kind of trips have always been like one of the most important parts of learning for me in education, because it takes you out of the classroom where we learn about stuff like this, but it's never real and it never means that I do anything about it.
At some point, I felt empty. And I don't feel impossible to at least have an opportunity to leave something for the kids, the grandkids, the great-grandkids. Hopefully it will continue.
Situation, that we can take things to the next level. So it's a matter of just setting that bar higher for the next generation. Whether it's tangible assets, whether it's education, just putting that goal a little bit higher for your kids to achieve.
Now I just want to take this experience of the homecoming and transfer this information and give my teams that I've served the opportunity to have this kind of experience, not necessarily at their home where they've been, but to see what they have and to see how to help, an international view, as opposed to, I've been focused very strongly on Bed-Stuy because that's where I grew up, but Bed-Stuy is a place, we have a world to live in, and there's a lot of people in the world that need our support.
Seeing how these people live, but what they work with what they have so well, and they, how they manage what they have and kind of make their own community out of it was overwhelming for me to see.
I started volunteering quite a bit at the end of last year, and I really discovered that I love doing it. I love helping others.
Statistics, you can hear about 1.6 billion people living in substandard housing, and that is a really big, heavy number. But today I met 6 families, and that is kind of more of an impact on me.
And being here today and seeing those families and seeing how they lived in, what we would consider abject poverty, but they were so united and they were so together and they walked in and out of each other's house. It made it so clear why there was you could always add more rice to the pot. And so for me, this trip is just, it's life-changing, it's life-affirming. It shows all the strength that's been behind me and walks with me. And
I think ignorance stems from a lack of education and experience, and that's really what it comes down to. And I don't mean ignorance in a sense of like I'm deliberately going to ignore it, but you just don't know how big the world is and how well off you are until you see others above and below you. So until you get that full experience of where you stand in this huge world and how much others are faring, even with the limited resources they have, you're not going to be able to fully grasp or actually be grateful for the life you live.
It's a sense of what I am able to do and then what we are able to do is continuous and greater than what we can accomplish both individually and in a single day. As long as we come together and move together and both use our hands as well as our voices.